then we got some of that. You could always use that on a hot day. Like a fan.
Hey guys, I'm wondering if you guys can see me live. We're gonna get started here.
I see you.
Awesome, you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay, cool. Well, hey guys, I am going to get started. I had a little intro that I'm gonna go ahead and add to. You guys, we are here. It is finally launch day. It is 5 p.m. Central, and I am so stinking excited. I want to say hello to everybody that's here inside of the Better Club, my Facebook community. I want to say hi to everybody that's live here on side of my timeline and Facebook. LinkedIn friends, I want to shout out to you. And then, of course, my YouTube people. You guys, I am so stinking excited that you guys are all here to celebrate the book launch of today's feature, Get Over Yourself, Get Out of God's Way. It's time to step up. It's time to get into our ultimate purpose. And here I am at my launch party. People are going to be trickling in and out. It's so much fun. And I just wanted to make sure that I introduced the gown of the evening. So I am going to be doing something really fun for you guys tonight. So I don't know if you're going to see this. It's very classy. I got it from Goodwill. And it is the first gown of the evening. So here's the deal, guys. Every single time I sell 50 books and we get closer to my goal, I am going to change evening gowns. I have an entire stack of gowns in my bedroom waiting. In fact, those of you guys that are on my email list know that I actually have the gown that I wore for my junior prom, and you didn't know this, but my senior prom are both in my bedroom waiting for its debut. Now, I cannot guarantee that they fit, so that's going to be part of the surprise and the suspense tonight. So we're just going to go with it. But tonight, I just want to give shout out to Goodwill for hooking me up with this stunning 1980s. I'm going to have to, I wish that I could show you guys just how unbelievably gaudy this dress is, but I also need to show you that it wouldn't be a party without you guys that follow me know that I love shoes. So here we go. I'm going to show you. I have my white rhinestone cowboy boots on tonight. So what else can you do, right? But give yourself an excuse to put on your white rhinestone cowboy boots and the gaudiest dresses that you can find. So those of you guys that know me know that I like to have fun. And I don't think that this stuff comes out very much on social media because I have to kind of, be a good girl. I think it's 20 years of being in corporate America and making sure that I'm behaving. So tonight we're just going to have fun with this. Okay. I want to know from the audience, you guys, I'm going to make sure that I can see your comments. Woot, woot, awesome. I already got some comments in here. So if you haven't already given permission to StreamYard, make sure that you do so I can see your name in here. I would love for you guys to know, have you already purchased your book? Because we have already sold over 65 copies. It is unbelievable. And I just want to say thank you so much because this is getting God's word out. This is getting the inspiration that he has used me to help get into your hands. And I would love for you guys to know that I'm cheering you on because I want you to be successful in this. Okay. So I love this. Debbie got her book. Woot, woot. Jamie, you got yours. And Heather, I am so excited to see you. And yes, you're totally right. Behaving is highly, highly overrated. Let me tell you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what to expect for tonight. So I have a couple of fun surprises. I've already announced that I'm going to be changing into different dresses. So fingers crossed that they fit, right? Now, I also have a couple of celebrity pop-in guests that are going to be tuning in, joining me on StreamYard throughout the night. And I want to make sure that I can kind of keep you guys in suspense around who is going to show up. I'm curious. So if you have any guesses, I want you to shoot them in the comments because it's so much fun just to hear what you guys have to say and who you think it is, okay? Now, I would love to also tell you guys that I am going to be giving away prizes throughout the night. So for people that purchase the book and you tell me in the comments that you purchased the book. And I also want you to shout me out in your stories with your, screenshot or something to tell me that you purchased it. And you're going to go into a drawing for some prizes. I have some sweet Better Club stickers. I have some swag, and I also have some signed autographed copies of the book. So you're not going to want to miss your chance to get some prizes. I mean, who wouldn't want prizes, right? And I have some really, really cool bonus, I don't know, it's not cheating because I feel like if we know it and we all know the same information, like you guys could leverage it, right? So this is what I've learned recently. You can download the Kindle version for this book for the next 4 days for free, completely free, no purchase necessary. It's literally just signing up for Kindle Unlimited. If you don't have a Kindle, no worries, you just need the app, okay? Now listen up. There is no limit to the number of Kindle versions, free versions that you can get access to. So if you are a leader of a team, if you have a group of business besties that you guys love to learn against or learn with alongside of each other, if you are in a church group that you guys are all business owners and you want to utilize this as a manual to try to level up and follow God's lead, I want you guys to go ahead and get as many of those Kindle free versions as you want to, and then you can give them away to your friends and family and the people that you love to learn alongside. And every single time you want to give them away, you just have a different code to give away. How fun is that? Did you guys know that? So if you purchase more books or if you get more Kindle downloads, just tell me in the comments how many you got, and that is going to bump up your ability to get some prizes. Like, how fun is that, right? Okay, so who's pumped? Who's excited here, right? Okay, so I've got some people here. They're like, my family's like, I'm totally getting in the background because I don't want to be seen. So I'm going to introduce you guys to some people, and I have a really fun group of friends here that are going to help me MC this baby tonight too. So Kelly Campbell is she's my right hand lady. She's my jelly, and I'm her peanut butter kind of thing. And she is going to be helping me out with some links. So she's going to drop some links for you guys. Okay. So first link right now, Kel, I want you to go ahead and let people know how they can get access to this book. If you can click on the link that Kelly is going to drop, you're going to be able to get access to both the hand version like I have right here. Whoop, whoop. And you're also going to get access to all of those free Kindle versions that you want to, okay? So don't forget to stock up on those suckers and give them away as gifts to all of your business besties, and you guys could do that alongside of this tonight, okay? Now, I also want to make sure that you guys know about something else that's really cool and special. For a limited time, one time, I am going to be doing a intimate conversation book club with me on Zoom starting this coming Saturday. So you're going to want to get access to the book right away so that you can get started with me. And it's completely free, and it's just all of us growing alongside of each other, right? And I created, with the help of Kelly, she's freaking amazing, an amazing workbook that allows you guys to use this book as a study guide so that you can get all of the action steps without any of the excuses. How fun is that? So if you want access to the workbook, just type workbook in the comments. If you want access to the Amazon link, type Amazon in the comments. We'll try to do our best to keep up with everything. Okay, guys? And let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, Kelly, that I needed to say. But Jan, would you be willing to come over here? And I would love for you to just, number one, you guys, Jan is one of my dearest friends. So she's here to support me tonight. She did not know that I was going to bring her on camera. So kudos to her for the courageous, whatever. So Jan and I have been talking because she also is an author. She's been working on 2 books, really. Mm-hmm. And so we all support one another. That's the deal with women supporting women, and especially knowing that we're both on a mission, a big mission for God, right? Yes, absolutely. Okay. So let's get to the important things. I want you to comment on my dress. I want you to pick out your favorite parts.
I like the neckline.
Right?
I think that's really cute.
Okay. It actually looks like I have a chest, which is really nice. I might wear this dress again.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Do you like this little, very delicate little flowers in here?
That is really pretty.
Yeah.
I like the color. Ooh, I didn't know that had that on it.
Yeah. I have tulle lining. Let's see. I wish I could show you guys all of this.
That's why it wears out so
very,
nice.
very nice. Very fancy.
Yeah. And the lace is
right. The
very
lace, very,
unusual.
very nice.
Accents.
I need to make sure that you guys see this lace and this nice ribbon. I can't believe that somebody gave this away to Goodwill.
I know.
All right. So
maybe a long time ago. I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay. So Jan, is there anything that you would love to ask me in front of the world right now related to anything? This is your chance to get me embarrassed if you want to. What are you dying to know about me or the book or anything?
Well, I think what I'm really curious about is how you did this book, because you told me how you wrote this quite quickly. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited to hear more about that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So she's totally right. So you guys are going to get some like really great behind the scenes, like, process and maybe some embarrassing stories and maybe some, tips and tricks. Who knows what's going to come out of my mouth tonight? I haven't even had any champagne. It's ready. It's ready for us. Okay.
No.
So I know, right? So how did I go about doing it? So I think, you guys that are following me and those of you guys that have gotten early access to the book might remember that I have a very simple philosophy when it comes to success. And it's number one, you recognize the desire. I've had a desire to write this book for a really long time, and I had to stop shoving it down, right? The second thing is to make the decision. And so what happened was I was invited to speak at a conference in May, and they asked me if I wanted a table for a book, and I didn't have a book. I co-authored one, but I didn't have my own. And so I was like, you know what, let me get back to you. And I reached out to a couple friends. They're like, yeah, it's totally possible. You're just going to have to get your stuff together. And I decided, what the heck? So I just decided, and I think that's the thing, when you make the decision, it's like a total different shift in energy, and you let the excuses down and you just decide to go for it. Right. And then the third thing is I said I was going to do it. So now I'm going to do it. Right. And so that's probably not what you're asking, but I'm going to kind of give you some maybe logistics.
Okay.
So I started out with just number one, wanting to know what is the purpose? What do I want people to get out of this book? Right.
Yeah.
And I really just wanted people to understand that you guys all have this amazing potential inside of your life, and you are made for amazing things. And I don't want you to get in your own way anymore. And I just decided that I was so tired and broke my heart watching people share their dreams with me. And then they succumb to overwhelm and overthinking and fear and all the things that can hold us back, that I'm just like, no, we can't let that happen anymore. And so I just decided that this was my anthem, right? To try to get people unstuck in this way. So knowing what the purpose was, then I tried to think of the outline, what kind of stuff would I think would answer that question? And I just kind of created an outline. The other thing that I did was I went through various lead magnets that I've done in the past, or, even podcast episodes that I've done. And if they aligned with this message, I kind of extracted some of that information.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that would go good here. And that would go good in this chapter. And hey, this workbook that I created for this, well, that will be good here. And before I know it, I have all of these different chapters outlined and kind of pre-designed. Right?
Yes.
And then I also tapped into, I'm learning my human design, which is I'm a generator. And any human design people out there, you guys, have you ever done it?
I haven't.
Okay, we need to get you to do it. My friend Courtney, she's amazing at this. And so she actually does this for my clients. She creates a human design individual podcast for all of my clients so that we understand.
Wow.
And I understood from her that I'm a generator, which means that I'm really good at getting stuff done, but I need to be in flow. And so for me, writing a book over, 1 hour a day over 6 months was just not going to work, because by the time I get into flow, it's onto something new, and that wasn't going to work for me. So I was able to leverage that knowledge to say, all right, I am going to choose this week. I cleared my calendar.
Yeah.
I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning so that I could get into the rhythm of it. And I know you're not a morning person, but I am. You'd get it way done more at night, because that's my brain shuts off at 8. And then I just literally just started writing. And this is where I feel is almost not fair, but this is kind of God-led, because I do believe that he allowed the content to come out the way that it was supposed to from him. So I'm going to give him most of the credit for writing this book. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
I was excited to hear about that, because I know how you've helped me with my outline, and that has been so helpful. And
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So I understand that part when you said that. So thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so Kelly, is there anything inside of the comments that I should be paying attention to? Because I want to make sure I want to say hi to people. Christine, girl, Okay, so Christine and I, we're talking about the book right now, okay? And Christine, we're gonna like shout you out here. So she and I were both at the Gold Digger Girl Conference in September, and I was lucky enough to be one of the speakers, and it was an amazing conference. And I sat next to Christine and her friend Liz because I got there late. Big surprise, like anybody who knows me. Like my kids named my profile on Netflix late. So thanks, thanks for that, kids. So anyway, so I show up late and there's no place to sit. And the people that were organizing the event like brought in a random chair and plugged it next to Christine and to Liz. And I just like, started chatting with them. And then I'm like in Nashville by myself. I love Nashville. It's one of my favorite cities. I have friends that sing downtown. And so it's always fun to go down there. And so I literally like was brave enough to say, hey girls, like, what are you doing tonight? Not realizing they were like high school besties and they don't need a third wheel. But I'm like, I basically invited myself along. We ended up just hitting it off. We are lifelong friends now. And Christine actually was sitting at dinner one night and she's like, I think I'm going to get a tattoo. And she's like, I think it's going to say own it. And I'm like, and I pulled out my phone, you guys, because it was what I was going to get. And one of the things that I do when I go to Nashville is I get tattooed. And so Christine and I actually both went downtown and we both got tattoos and mine says own it. And I'm going to share that with you guys because that's one of the chapters in the book is own it. That's part of the decision process. That's part of the, not being wishy-washy. This isn't a maybe someday I'm going to try. I hope to do that kind of BS, right? Like this is an own it. This is a decree. I'm going to freaking figure this out. And that's what we do, right? Is we own it. And so I needed to remind myself because sometimes I can get my own way too, right? Like that, let's just be real there. So do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't. I thought about it. I always just wonder what it would look like on older skin.
You guys, like for real, like she's the youngest, like older mentor that I've like, she's like for real. She's way more fun than I am. So I'm so glad that she's here. You are.
Thank you.
You are.
I appreciate that.
Okay. So Kelly, anything that I need to mention here inside of the chat? She's doing such a good job keeping up.
No questions yet.
Okay, cool.
Lots of people are getting their copies.
Woot, woot.
So that's
Awesome.
exciting.
I love it.
Somebody's going to get the Kindle versions for their team.
Very good, you guys. Do it.
That's awesome.
Do it.
Multiple requests for the workbook. Maybe talk about the workbook.
Yes,
again.
let's do the workbook. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, you guys get like all the fun behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so I was going to actually, I think it was one of my friends, Kathy Kasten, who said, hey, you could always do a workbook that people can have if they, don't want to write out in your book. It gives them more chance to journal out and stuff. I'm like, that's just a great idea. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put something together, literally thinking that I was just going to like kind of copy and paste what I had from the book into like some kind of a PDF. Okay. So Kelly, she's like, hey, I can help you with that. So I go into Canva because she and I are on a team in Canva and I pull the file up. You guys, it's freaking beautiful. Like way better than I would have ever done on my own. And so I was just like, dang girl, like you just helped me level up right now. So you guys needed to get this workbook. It is so beautiful. And it helps you to work through every part of this book, including I have some diving deeper sections in the back of each chapter that let you kind of reflect on things. But I also have different things that I talk about within the chapter. And we made sure that we included those inside of the workbook as well. So it is robust. It is amazing. And we are going to be using this workbook during the book club that starts on Saturday. So you guys that are joining me for the book club get a chance to work alongside of that with me. Anybody here on live going to do the book club with me? Woot woot. Awesome. I love
raise
it.
my hand.
Yay, good. Okay. So I want to, I am going to do something real quick. I'm going to check the Amazon link and see where we're at. So we had already, okay, so this is where we're at, guys. I'm Vanna White right now. So we're already at 65, I believe, books when we started this live, okay? So I'm going to look. And if we are at 100, I'm going to go change my gown. Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Let's look.
Okay.
Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are. We are. We're at, you guys, we are at 100. We are at 100. Okay, so I am going to pass this over to you, Vanna, and I'm going to have you go ahead and just like, real strategically there.
Okay, I'll-
Add some more. I'm going to go change you guys, and I will be right back. And if you want to, while she's doing that and I'm changing, I would love for you to maybe introduce Andy. No? Okay, I'll do it. Okay.
there we go. And being Vanna.
Okay, so I'm Kelly. I'm the one that's behind the computer most of the night tonight. There's some questions about the book club. So the book club, I will put the link in the comments. It will be Saturday morning, May 6th, starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can get it there. And I will keep posting the workbook link so that you can get a copy of that. The workbook is just a download. So for those of you who are sharing with your team, they should be able to download it from you and you can have as many copies as you want. So we'll anxiously await Lachelle's big reveal here.
Okay, do you see me? All right, you guys. This is another smashing hit from Goodwill. I don't know if you can see this, but there is, okay, hold on. There is a beautiful bow tie that conveniently, okay, check this out. Check out these snaps. Somebody really thought this out. Look at these giant, amazing bow tie snaps. Yes? I know you're jealous. I'm going to give this one to you.
Okay,
Okay?
red is my favorite.
You look good in red. Okay. All right, you guys. I want you to tell me in the comments so far. Oh, and it's not too long either. Did you see me walk in? You guys can see my boots. There we go. A nice white Minnesota legs too. Okay. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments which dress so far you like the best. Did you like the pink with the tulle and the lace? What do you call that? Waistline and all the fancy there? Or do you love the red with the bow tie and the random, I don't know, ruffles that are held together by these very intentional buttons right here that aren't going to do anything but stay put. All right. Okay. So we are just minutes away from our first celebrity guest is coming in. So I would love to, I'm going to introduce some of the people that are near and dear to me. So Leighton Rose, would you come over here? You guys are going to get some like real life stuff from me. Okay, come here. All right, there you are. Okay, you guys, so this is Leighton. So Leighton, how old are you?
10.
10 years old. And you can speak up nice and loud so that everybody can hear you, okay? Your brother is at track right now. So you are holding down the fort at our launch, right? Okay, so what do you think about me writing this book? Like what are some of the thoughts that have come into your head? Talk nice and loud. We're going to practice, right?
Can you see the question again?
Yep. So what do you think about when I told you that I was going to write this book?
I mean, I didn't know anybody else that like wrote a book.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of cool.
And what's really cool is that her and her brother have always wanted to write books themselves, haven't you? In fact, you have written several stories that we need to turn into a book, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to tell everybody why I'm telling you to practice speaking louder. What do you have going on in your life?
On May 18th, I have a student council president speech in front of the whole grade.
The whole grade. So she is running for student council president, and she gets to make a speech in front of the whole school, and she's going to rock it out. So we were working on her speech last night, getting her ready for that. Now, this is a really big deal, you guys. So I'm going to just take a minute. I'm going to sit here because I want to get at Leighton's level. So in my speech that I have coming up here in May, I talk about how I was alongside of a lot of you guys, really stuck in some limiting beliefs that I had. And that was one of the things that held me back for a really long time in growing my business. And like I've already told you, that the book was written for all of the people like myself who got stuck in doubt and overthinking and fear. And we allow for limiting beliefs that we've had since we were little to hold us back. And one of the things that is so fascinating, and a lot of this stuff I actually learned from Jan, so I love that she's sitting here next to me. But a lot of our belief systems, which is how we make sense of the world around us, and more importantly, how we feel like we fit into the world around us, many of those beliefs actually are formed before we're 7 years old. It's the way that our brains were designed so that we naturally trust our caregivers. So 100% of whatever comes in, we accept, we don't reject anything. And so those create belief systems of how the world works, and more importantly, again, how we show up in the world. And so inside of the speech, I actually am going to talk about how my 7th grade year, I actually have a picture of myself, my mom, who's sitting in the corner over here, who doesn't want to be on camera. She would always take our picture on the first day of school, and it was always the morning of, and we'd get on the bus. And this year in 7th grade, I just so happened, we must have been running late or something, because that year you took our picture after school. What was interesting about the irony of that was the one year where she took our picture after school is that I had been bawling the entire bus ride home, the entire hour bus ride home. You guys, this is the thing, is that even though my mom and dad would never have even like paused for a second, and they didn't actually when I asked them, but for some reason in my mind, I was terrified, because I had at the last bell at that first day of school, when I was nominated for class president by my cousin Tony, which I think was a joke, but I was on student council. I was the president of 7th grade. And I remember them telling us that we have to have a student council meeting at 7:30 on that next Friday. So I would have to get a ride into town instead of taking the bus. And we lived 15 minutes away. And my mom and dad were really hardworking farmers who were really busy. And you guys, I have a big old guard dog. So I cried. And you know why I cried is because I was feeling unworthy I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to inconvenience them. I knew how hard they worked, and I didn't want to put them out. And I cried on the way home because of that. It wasn't that I was scary that I was going to be student council president. It was that I just didn't want to be a bother on somebody. And my parents, when I asked them, they're like, yeah, of course, like good job. But that's not how my little brain, and I think that so oftentimes we let that little 7-year-old or 7th grade brain indicate what we go after in our lives today. And honestly, the fact that I feel like that moment kind of came full circle when she said, I want to run for student council president, and she's ready to make her speech. And I'm like, thank God that she's not dealing with the same crappy beliefs that I was back then. And so it's pretty awesome. So I'm really proud of you, sis. You know that? Yeah, I'm really proud of you. So is there anything that you want people to know? The week that I wrote this book, was I crabby? Was I in a good mood? It's not a trick question. You can tell people. Do you remember? I'm talking to you.
Oh, what?
Was I crabby when I wrote this book, or was I having fun with it?
Well, I mean, a little crabby.
A little crabby. The last day I was really under the gun, right? Because I wanted to earn those shoes.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And it was I got up at 5 a.m. and I really wanted to finish it by that night, because I had something coming up and I needed to be out of town, and I need to get this done. And so I really wanted to treat myself to those shoes. So I sat until 9 p.m. and I was tired, wasn't I? Yeah. But what's something that you learned by watching me do all of this?
That you can
Talk nice and loud.
To keep on working. If you have something that you're you want to do, you just keep on working hard.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. I'm proud of you. Okay. All right. You can go. Oh, awesome. We got some people coming. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to check the numbers, you guys, because I know that we are going to have some big goals here. Okay. So okay. All right, you guys, we are getting there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. So we're at 100. We're at 100 books. So we're getting closer. If you want me to get the next dress on, we're going to need to do 25 more. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. All right. Whoop, whoop. All right, and I have a new friend. Come on in, sis.
Oh, look how fun you are.
Yeah, I'm in my second gallon.
Somebody submitted.
Okay, awesome. So yes, so we are, somebody had mentioned the conference and I am so stinking excited to tell you guys about it. So yeah, I'm going to tell you the story and then, we'll see where it evolves throughout our time together. Okay. So when I was asked let me back up. So my coach, Debbie, knew that I wanted to do more speaking. And so she's like, heard about this conference that was going to be put on by this Emmy award-winning actor from General Hospital. And it was all about empowering women. And turns out that he was raised by a single mom and really, really is passionate about pouring back into women. And so he had this like huge vision of creating a women's empowerment conference. And the whole thing was going to be virtual. And then he had it upon his heart that it was going to be in person also. And what's really cool is that this big mega church in LA actually offered to donate their property for this event. And so it is going to be held in a big church outside of the LA proper in Valencia. And it is going to be phenomenal. So it's going to be Thursday night from 6 p.m. to 9, all day Friday and all day Saturday. So May 18th, 19th, and 20th, I believe is when it is. And we are, it's going to be amazing. There are, I think, 16 different speakers that are going to be pouring into people over the course of a couple days. And the tickets are like super inexpensive. I want to say it's like $59 or something for a ticket, and phenomenal. So you guys are definitely going to want to take advantage of that. So I would love for you to tell me if you can pull off, showing up in person in LA. I know that there's a couple gals that are on this chat right now that are going to be joining me there. So shout out to Jamie, shout out to Heather. You guys, I'm so stinking excited to hug you. Oh, you guys, people that know me know that I love to hug. So I hope that it's okay that I'm going to give you this big fat hug, right? And if you guys are, able to join me in LA in person, I would love to see you. It would be such an honor for me to give you a big old hug too. And if you can't swing it, because I totally get it last minute, that's how my job was when I was still in anesthesia. It is hard sometimes, but I would love for you to join me virtually so you can get a virtual ticket and do all of the fun things right from your phone or your computer and your living room. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. So one of my celebrity guests is running a little bit late, so that's totally good. But I am going to have you, Allie, come on over and introduce yourself. All right, so Allie is my second MC of the night. Allie Vikes.
Hello,
so
friends.
She is, I didn't say this, Jan is an amazing coach and author in the making and speaker and all the things. You are like the most amazing realtor.
Thanks.
In Rochester, Minnesota. So if you need a house,
Call me.
or a commercial property,
Call me.
or if you just want a really good friend,
Call me.
I just love you so much. Okay, so Allie is going to be here too to help kind of to get this party started as well. Now, Allie, I would love for you to tell me what your favorite parts about this dress are.
Oh my gosh. I love the color.
Yeah,
I really love the ruffling. I think that's called ruching.
ruching. Okay,
Is that the right word for it?
I don't know. Do you like this?
Yeah, the belt really pops. I like the bow,
The bow? Yeah.
but I really like the white boots that we're not seeing right now that go with it.
I know, right? It's awesome. Okay, here we go. I'm going to
So Lachelle is constantly multitasking. So when she was writing this book, she literally turned off her phone, I don't know, maybe for a week or maybe 2 days. So she could complete the entire book in like one setting. So we are all in for a treat opening up her book and seeing this unveiling of her mastermind coming to life.
I love it. Keep talking because I need to send this link.
Yeah, she's multitasking.
Okay, here. Can you?
What are we at
do-
right now?
If you want to remind people of these are great reminders.
Okay. The book club. When will people have the books in hand?
Yes, so you guys can get access to all of this on Amazon Prime. So you will get your book, like I think by Thursday, and the Kindle version is like an immediate download.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
right? Okay.
Yes. So if we order the book tonight, say we order, 10 to 15 copies, we could have it in our mailbox by Thursday.
Yes.
And then we could start this book club that's scheduled for May 6th. And that's just going to be a Facebook group.
It's going to be on Zoom,
Okay.
but I have a Facebook group for just like chatting in between our groups.
Cool.
It's all about community, peeps. I love it, right?
So how
Okay.
many weeks is the book club?
5 weeks. We're going to go through the whole book in 5 weeks.
Okay.
And it's going to be amazing.
Love it.
I love how there's other people that I, am in a relationship with that are going to pop in that are also as good at multitasking as I am. So
Isn't that what day and age we live in right now? That's all we can be doing is
I know.
multitasking.
So this is where. Okay. And then Ellie, why don't you tell them, here, this is the thing. Okay. I can just maybe even talk how about you tell them how we met?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is really a wild story. So Lachelle was part of a mastermind group in Rochester.
Right. I forgot that.
Did you not remember?
No.
Okay. Well, so I was actually introduced to Lachelle because she was looking to connect to someone else that was in my personal life. So all of a sudden I got this name from a mutual friend of ours. And they said, well, Lachelle wants to get a hold of your friend. Can you connect them? And then I never even met Lachelle. I just connected her name to my friend. And then one day we were at Refine. If you were in Rochester, we used to have a Christian women's networking group here.
Yeah.
And one day we were at their retreat in Minneapolis. And I was like, I think that's Lachelle because I had seen her on Facebook or I'd seen your picture somewhere. Yeah. And I just walked up to her at a random event and I said, hey, like I shared your name with someone. It's nice to meet you in person. And she's very
that's right.
energetic in person. So it was like immediate friendship.
Okay.
To
So
meet you.
I completely forgot about that story, you guys. So I'm going to tell you my side of that. Like, okay. So I was in a networking group. Now you guys, like I know that it doesn't come across that way because I'm wearing this snazzy dress and these cowboy boots, but I am an introvert and I'm awkward as heck. Okay.
No, she's not. I don't know where you get that.
And so I'm in this networking group and I'm just like, it's like crawling out of my skin because it's so uncomfortable. But people who've known me from the start of that till now, they're like, you've come a long way because I was super, super awkward. Okay. Anyway, so at this networking group that day, I had a specific ask. There was this was back when I was growing my skincare business. Okay. There was a very specific, strategically located salon in a highly populated area that I wanted to meet the salon owner, like really wanted to meet them. And I don't know, I just threw it out there, #manifest, right? So I literally just made a random announcement that day at the meeting, like, what are your asks? I would love to know if anybody has any connections to this particular salon. And sure enough, like one of them did. It was Allie. So I got connected to this person. Okay, this is funny. I don't think I've ever told you this. So I would walk by the salon because it was like in my work area, and I'd walk by and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's the owner. I wonder if it is. And I'd walk by because I was too nervous to do anything. And then I'd be like, yeah, I think it is. And then there was one day because I had just gotten done listening to Mel Robbins, and she was talking about her 5-second rule, right? Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, right? So I remember walking by him in the salon, figured out who the owner was, walked by him, like, yep, that's probably him. And I got all the way to the elevator to go up to my office. And I was like, get your skinny ass over there and talk to this guy because this is what you wanted. And so I literally like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I walked over there. I'm like, hi, I'm Michelle. It was super awkward, but I did it.
And after the fact, he told me, like, this girl used to walk by the salon and she would like pause at the door and she would never walk in for the longest time. So then when you finally made the connection, it was so much easier. And he's like, I don't know why
I
she
wasn't
never
a
just
stalker.
walked up.
I was just nervous. So here's the deal, guys. Like, we all get in our own way from time to time, right? And we get scared and we overthink things. And in my mind, I was like thinking the worst possible case scenario. Anybody out there do that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, I had this big, this was like a big move for me. And I froze. And then I'm like, okay, no, Lachelle, like, this is what you're meant to do because this is going to help a lot of people. And I knew that this particular location had a lot of cancer patients that could really get some help with what I had. And I had to take myself out of the equation. I had to get out of God's way. And I like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it. And I walked over there, and awkward and all, but it all worked out.
Yeah.
It all worked out. And so it's just funny.
Did anyone tell you no along the way in
I'm-
that scenario? No, it was just a fun interaction.
In that scenario, it was great. Yeah. I had to boss up. They're like, okay, so he's like a business owner, right? He's like, I'd like to see your projections and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. And I had to go figure it out. But that's just it. Like, yeah, I like had a full on like portfolio. I was like bossed up there.
That's amazing.
I know. But it was good though, because it forced me to do it, right? Like when we put ourselves out there, it's like, oh, just like when Kelly's been really good about getting me on podcasts, and I'm like, oh man, I guess I need a media kit. And so sometimes it just literally takes us the step of doing something and courage, and then the rest of the step will fall into place because it kind of forces you to step up and to do the things that you have to do.
I know. And most of the time when you do just get over yourself and go do it, you have this huge boost of confidence, and it lasts for, at least a day or two, because you're like, well, I can do that. I can take on other hard things. So it's like these small steps that you're taking really end up being bigger steps along the way. Because by making that connection, Lachelle and I became friends. And from becoming friends with Lachelle, I think I've met like 20 other really amazing women in Rochester, which has grown my sphere of connection. But from just like breaking that barrier, it's just
I know. I love
pushing
it.
down the block.
I know. Okay. So my celebrity guest, I'm working on it because we all have
Okay, so while she is looking that up, we so everyone gets free access to the workbook. What's that about? So when you buy the book, you get a link to the workbook.
You can go on my website. So I probably should have done this more strategically, because you could possibly go to my website and just work your way through this workbook, but you're not going to understand everything. So I'm just going to say that, like, you're not going to understand everything. So you're going to want to get my book, and then you're going to want to go on my website. So it's imlifebydesign.com/tools. And it's going to give you all the cool tools that I talk about inside the book, including the workbook.
Okay, but you need to buy the book first.
You have to buy the
just
book.
so you can complement and understand what you're working through in the workbook.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing.
I didn't even see that my special guest was in the waiting room. Did you? Was there somebody in the waiting room down there?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know, I
to
wasn't
that.
either. We were too busy talking. So now I have to just wait. Sorry. You guys, this is a SHIT show, and this is fun because
I don't think it is at all. It's very organized and structured.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now while we're Kelly's dropping the link to the book, because we were just talking about the book that we have to get it. This is the thing, in case you just are tuning in now, I want to tell you about this cool secret. I don't even know if you heard this yet.
What is the secret?
So when you utilize the free Kindle version, you can download it on Kindle. It doesn't matter if you have a Kindle, you can just download the app on your iPhone or whatever, and you can download the Kindle version for free. Okay, now check this out. It's an unlimited amount of downloads. So you
Oh my
can
goodness.
get a whole bunch of Kindle downloads and then just pass them out to friends as gifts. And you can do like a business bestie book club.
Do you have, that's amazing, but can you purchase the book like say 10, 20, 30 copies? How does that
Yeah.
work that you can just divvy out to
You
friends?
should totally do that. And so all of you should do that. So then you can see me change my outfit real quick. Okay. So yes, if you guys would buy like however many books, like just put it in the comments, like how many you got, because I'm going to be giving away some prizes.
So how many more books do we need to sell before you get to another outfit?
Well,
change?
I can check because we were only 25 away. So I can
Okay,
check.
well, I'll buy the 25 right now. So then it's an outfit change. I officially am purchasing 25 books.
All right.
So Lachelle
Okay.
can change her outfit.
Okay, so I'm gonna go change. Why don't you let's see. Oh, there's Elsa. Elsa's my neighbor and my friend.
Hi.
She's amazing. And so you guys want to talk about anything that you guys have, like funny stories about me, or anything that you want to talk about the book or working with me as a friend, whatever. And I'm gonna go change, okay? Because we just got to the thing, and you
Can color in the book.
color this in. And if there is anybody that's in there, will you let them in?
Yeah. So where are we coloring to? Okay.
All right.
That's amazing.
This is not very strategic, as you guys can tell.
I know there needs to be like numbers on this side.
That's a perfect example of Michelle.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as we're keeping track, right?
It's going up. Yep, that's it.
Elsa, do you want to come over here and chat with me and we can discuss any funny stories we have about Lachelle? So, Elsa, I've met Elsa
Hi.
one time.
Yes,
and
one time.
She has 2 little boys.
Yes, I have
2 little boys.
Mhm.
And she lives right next door to Lachelle.
Yes.
So they get to camp out and hang out every once in a while.
Yes, we do.
So when was the first time you met Lachelle?
Oh my goodness. I don't know the first time. I mean, I guess I've been neighbors with her now for almost 4 years.
Okay.
And so I'm sure yeah, there's a kitty. One of the first times probably would have had to been like at a bonfire or something that we had in the neighborhood. And so I can't remember the specific one, but it would have probably been that.
Yeah, there's a kitty. Okay, Lachelle, you can be mad at me about this, but hold the
What do we
baby
do?
because this is what you do when you have God's plan. You do not need to. Oh my goodness! Look at what we got.
Okay. Now this snazzy number is a mermaid style that you can see. I don't know if you can see. If you
Oh,
guys want to
lovely.
like watch the,
Is it so pretty?
it's I'm gonna show you my bottom here. Okay, ready? Shake my tail feathers for you. Okay, what do you think of that? Huh?
What about the boots?
Well, the boots. I mean, the boots are the best part.
Nice. Yeah.
Right there for sure, don't you think? Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. It looks like I maybe just have full diaper. but that's all right.
I mean, who needs pockets? You can just
I
like,
mean,
pack back
I
there.
totally agree. Okay, so I would love for you guys to know, my friends here that are right here, nice and close. Like, I would love to know, like, what is your favorite part of this
Lincoln,
beautiful
what
dress?
do you like about the dress? You like the sequin?
He's like, none of it.
Not approved.
All right, what do you think?
I gotta say, I like the sparkle.
The sparkle?
Yeah.
Okay, not my butt.
Well, I can't see your butt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's amazing.
It's very nice, very nice. I wish y'all could, see this in person. It's
It's quite the number.
It's quite itchy too. There's a reason that the brand new tags were on it and they're old and yellow. Okay, so I want to introduce you guys real quick to somebody that's very important to me. So come on over. All right, so this is the person
Here we are.
that, first of all, loves this dress, I'm sure.
Very nice. Nope. I like it.
Oh, I should have put on the one from when we went to prom.
Nope.
I will later though, guys. So we need some more books sold because I'm saving my 2 favorite ones for last because I have my junior and senior prom dresses in my room ready for you guys. Okay. All right. So now, I just want to say thank you for putting up with me
Yep.
during all of this. And for real though, like there's no way. A lot of people ask me, Allie's asked me, she's like, how do you do all the stuff that you do? And you just see how I've been multitasking. You guys already saw that. But honestly, like there's nothing that I could get done without this guy. Like he literally runs this house. He's such a good dad. He's good cook. He helps with laundry. He helps with grocery. He does the grocery shopping because he says it's cheaper if he goes.
Yep.
So ladies, if you don't want to do the grocery shopping, just buy a lot of extra impulse stuff and then you can have these guys take over. So anything that you want to say?
No, I'm very proud of you. Good work, young lady. Good
Thank
job. Yep.
He's been,
You worked hard on it.
if you guys have been
Yeah.
watching on Facebook, you saw that last week was our anniversary from our first date 26 years ago, actually. So he's been stuck with me for a really long time. But honestly, like he was the reason that I wanted the and life so much. When I talk about the and life, it's having a life that feels challenging, fulfilling, and impact driven. But I also felt like I was missing out. He's a teacher. And he was home with the kids in the summer, and my favorite place is in our backyard pool, and I was missing out. And I was sitting in my office with all of my papers to grade or in the operating room without any idea when I was going to be done. And I wanted to spend more time with these guys. And so that was a lot of the reason that I chose to step out in some scary courage, and why I chose to do the things that I'm doing, because we only get one chance in this life to spend with the people that we care about the most. So thank you.
You're welcome.
For
Good
that.
work. Good
All right.
work. Good work.
You're going to go get,
There.
he's going to go get our 14-year-old from track. So thank you, Andy. I love you. Okay. All right. So let's see. We're still going to check. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, which is why I'm just struggling to make sure that I'm not missing anything from my celebrity guests that's kind of pop in.
So far, the sequins are the fave.
The sequins are the favorite. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Allie, where'd you go? Okay, perfect. Elsa, do you want to come over here and do you want to help me with my emceeing?
Just tell me what I need
Okay,
to do. I'm
awesome.
a rookie here.
So do you guys have any questions? Did we have any questions that showed up? Nothing? Okay, cool. So these are some that people have pre-submitted. So
Okay.
Why don't you ask that one?
All right. So to kick it off, tell us why you decided to write this book.
Okay. So I decided to write this book because it was literally almost like writing it to myself, because sometimes I still get in my own way, and sometimes I learn lessons and I need to be reminded. So that's some of it too. Like I get all of you guys who have gotten in your own way, where you see a big vision for something and then you let doubt and fear and overwhelm kick in. And I think the other thing is that, over the last 7 years of being an entrepreneur, I've, either led or coached so many people, men and women, successful business owners, educated, just a phenomenal people get in their own way because they start to doubt or they start to overthink things. And, I'll never forget sitting, at a coffee shop with this amazing woman who told me about her dreams of building a cabin on a lake and retiring her, husband and all the things that she wanted in her life. And, she posted on social media and somebody made fun of her and she completely gave up. And it's like, gosh darn it. Like, I am so tired of seeing people that I care about not fulfilling all that they're capable of because we let the enemy get in our way, or we let other people get in our way, or we let ourselves and the limiting beliefs that we have stored up inside of ourselves impact our decisions that we're making today. So I wrote this book because I wanted to give it to people who are like, I know that God is calling me for more. I know that there's something in store for me. I know that there's bigger and better that is on its way to me. And I just don't understand why I'm not doing what I know I need to do. And that's why I did it. Can you relate to any of that? You're a leader. So, I mean, maybe you're beyond all that.
No. Absolutely. I can totally relate. I mean, you and I have plenty of conversations. I'm lucky because I live next door. So, it's just every single time you and I go for a walk or we meet up in your backyard or whatever, we always end up having a conversation and I hear something from you that I didn't know that I needed to hear. I hear something from you that either validates where I'm at with certain things or, you hear maybe something I'm struggling with and you have that piece of advice that's like, oh yeah, didn't think of it that way. Or, just helps me see things in different perspectives. Like you said, get out of my own way and get it done.
And that's just it. Like, it doesn't take me saying anything. Like, we all have it within ourselves.
Right.
Right. It's
Yep.
just a matter of like mining out the good stuff and getting rid of the crappy guck that's sometimes hiding it.
Yep.
And allowing us to use those superpowers. So I'm just so proud of you. Like, for
Thank
real,
you.
like, you just keep blossoming and I just love it.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. And all right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. We need some. Okay. Yes. Teachers are rock stars for sure, Heather. Like 100%. Okay.
Especially Mr. Mimi.
Let's see.
So you kind of heard that one. So here, you started talking about this a little bit, but maybe you can go in a little more depth. What are you hoping your readers will get out of this book?
Yeah. So I think that, for me, it's really a matter of keeping it simple, but simple doesn't always mean easy, right? And so the book is really designed around the things that a lot of people inside the Better Club have heard me say over and over again. It's that we have to recognize the desire inside of our hearts that we are being called for more, that we don't push it down, we don't settle. I say fine is my least 4-letter effort, because I think that we can get stuck in fine and then all of a sudden we're 85 and we're missing out, right? And so I want people to recognize that there is a desire on their hearts to lean into it instead of shying away from it. I also really want people to understand what it means to decide, because I know I've already mentioned, like, my tattoo is own it, right? Like, it's really just this like state of being. And you'll notice when I say that I even like changed my body language, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably because I had this kick-ass dress on, but
And boots.
and the boots. But for real though, like, it's like this state of being. It's this energy that we have. In fact, my coach Debbie is on here and she's the one who's like, Lachelle, you just have to own it, because there was something that she was saying that I'm like, I don't know why I keep doing this. And it is true. It's like, once we make that decision, we freaking figure it out. We don't allow all the excuses to get in our way. The things that have been holding us back seem insignificant because we make this declaration that we're going to figure it out come hell or high water, really. And that's what I want people to be able to do. And then lastly, I want them to be able to do. I want them to be able to execute the things that they said they're going to do. We oftentimes we will say we're going to do something that we don't. And what happens when we do that, you guys, is that we do not earn ourselves our own trust. And so when we don't do what we say we're going to do, we start to view ourselves as untrustworthy. And therefore we hold ourselves in lesser regard, and we start to, just diminish our own value, and we don't trust that we're going to do it. So if I say I'm going to do something and then I don't, then it's like, oh, well, that's just as proof that I don't do things. I don't do hard things. I can't do that kind of stuff. And we continue to self-perpetuate that reality, right? And so what I wanted to do is give people that simple framework of desire, decide, do. But then I use my own examples of all the crap that I've gone through in my own mind, right? And I help to help you guys combat all of the things that get in the way, all of the confusion. Oftentimes I think that I feel like I must not be hearing God right, because it seems too big or too scary for me to do. And then I had to teach you guys, like, how do you discern? How do you know where you're supposed to go? And I teach you that stuff, right? I wanted you guys to understand, how do you overcome limiting beliefs? Because again, they're formed before we're even 7 years old. And so I want you guys to know how to reprogram your subconscious so that you start to believe a different version of yourselves. I wanted to give you the tools that you needed to overcome fear, because fear is a liar. And I don't want the enemy to get in your way any longer. And then lastly, I gave you tools to get over your own like sabotaging, like scheduling that happens with disorganization. And so I give you some of my best hacks to getting all the things done, right? Because that's one of the number one questions I get is, how do you do everything that you do? And I give you all of my secrets in this book. So,
And I think that's awesome, because that's like two big things, right? Fear
Yeah.
and then organization. Those are the things that I find myself
Yeah.
getting stuck
Yeah.
with. So
Totally. Can you guys, who here can relate to that? Like Heather just says, I'm full of fear and doubt, even though I know I can do it. Like, I mean, Jan over here is shaking her head and she's like freaking smart and is like the person I learned a lot of this stuff from. So if she's feeling like this, like, you guys, you're not alone, but there are ways that we can get around it. And I think that one of the things that I've recognized is that none of this goes away forever. What happens is that we just learn. We have a very, very, very protective dog who just loves to bark when new people come. So what happens is though, we don't just like get over something and never have it happen again. What happens is that it's almost like this spiral, and Charity Majors had mentioned this. She's somebody that wrote a testimonial for my book. And she's like, you just keep experiencing the same thing over, but from a different vantage point. And I think that it is so valuable because it's like we sometimes shame ourselves because we're like, oh, I should be over that by now. But it's not. It's just that we recognize it faster, or we get through it faster, or we handle it better than we did the last time. And so I think that, Heather, you're not alone in that. And girl, like, I got you. Oh, yeah. So there's like a surprise random dog in the neighborhood. So if we want to let Charlie out, that way she's not quite just looking.
hold on 1 second.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys.
There's some questions about your writing process that I want to ask.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. And I do have a question here that I'm supposed to answer. Okay. What do you find to be the most rewarding about the process of writing your book, and then the most challenging? Okay. All right. The most rewarding. It feels like it's pretty freaking amazing to know that something that I did is going to be in the world to help people, that they can get access to without me having to be part of that access. Like, it's pretty cool that God is going to be able to get this in the hands of anybody who needs it for as long as they need it. And that's pretty dang cool, right? I also used to, like, I'll tell you guys the truth, right? Like, I used to, in my mind, like, I'm not to say judge, but like, I didn't give enough props to people who wrote their first book. Because kind of like, oh, well, you know, yeah, he's written 100 books, or I'll catch his next book, right? But then when I went through this process, I was like, holy crap, like, this is the best of all that's gone in my head for like the last 43 years. Like, this is like my best of everything, right? And the next book that I'm going to write is only the best from 43 on, like whenever. So it's like, you guys, like, give yourself the permission to go out and grab people's first books, because they poured their heart and soul into that process, and it's everything that they've been building up and learning and growing from up to that point. And so I think that's part of it too, is that it gave me this opportunity to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, reflect on all of these really amazing milestones in my life, and the things that have transformed me the most, and the things that I think are going to be most impactful to the people who are reading it. Okay. All right. So the most challenging, honestly, Debbie, I think that it's been the promotion of it has been the most challenging. And I think that it's interesting because I just talked about the spiral, right? I underestimated how hard it was going to be to receive all of the support that I've gotten. Like, I am surrounded by my friends. My family drove 3 hours one way to be here with me tonight. I didn't feel comfortable with all of the support that everybody's been posting about this on online today, and people have been offering to send down their emails, and people are, you know, you guys are buying this thing. Like, it humbles me beyond anything that I've ever done before, and that has been the most challenging part, is to receive. And Debbie, you know that. I mean, this is a kind of a behind the scenes story. So one of my coaches, Debbie Heiser, is on tonight. She's the one who asked these questions. And so Debbie and I met because she was a guest on my podcast, the Unstuck podcast. And she had invited me to a retreat that she was putting on in Sandpoint, Idaho. and we were just chatting over Zoom because we would meet up like every couple weeks just to, get to know each other. She's like, you need to be there. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that sounds great. Like, sure. No, she's like, no, you need to be there. Like, you need to be there. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I'm like, I didn't have the money. I didn't have the time off. I'm not going to go. Like, thanks. I barely know you. Right. But here's the deal. Like, she's like, you are going to stay in my house and I will bring you to the airport. And I'm like, okay. So I have the opportunity to have one-on-one time with this amazing woman who teaches at Gonzaga. She understands quantum physics and servant leadership and brain science and all the nerdy stuff that I love too. And I'm like, if I don't take her up on this opportunity, I'm going to kick myself. So I figured it out, you guys. And the biggest lesson that I had to learn in that process is to receive, because I felt so uncomfortable. Like, here she is, like, putting on this retreat and driving me. I don't know, Debbie, what was it? Like an hour one way or hour and a half to get me to Spokane. And I just like, gosh, I felt so humbled by that fact that you would do that for me. And so I feel like that has been the hardest part during this, is just reminding myself that I just have to receive and be thankful. And God is going to make this be everything that he wants it to be. And I get a chance to have a front row seat to watch it. And so that is really just what I keep reminding myself of. So, okay. Hey, are we getting close to somebody, while Elsa asked her question, if somebody would go ahead and look up the prompts to see how far we are from the next dress change.
All right. Another question about your writing process. What is something about it that nobody knows?
Okay, so something about my writing process that nobody knows. Okay, so
Here's your secrets.
Here's the deal. Okay, so it's not even that big of a secret, but it's really embarrassing. So that's why I don't tell anybody this.
Okay, here we go.
So I spent the whole week, you guys, writing this book, right? So pretty much from Sunday to the following Friday, like 5 a.m. to whenever I decided to quit at night. And when I'm in flow, I'm in flow. So I don't think I sat in the chair, like, and barely moved like that whole week. Okay. I have an old lady body. Like, my husband teases me that I'm just a giant lemon, which is totally true, because I wear orthotics and hearing aids and had melanoma. So I'm covered in skin, sunscreen and all the stuff. Right. Okay. So I finished this book and my back goes out from having to be sitting in the same chair for the whole week. It was so embarrassing. So we go on this cruise and I could barely move, and it's from sitting too long. Like, who does that?
Somebody who writes a book in a week.
I know, right? So that's my embarrassing thing, because it's not that I did anything fancy. I literally was just sitting in a chair. So I've learned that my SI joint does not like comfy chairs, and I need to get up and move around a little bit. But one of the things that I have, everything's a silver lining with me. Mm-hmm. So I'm always going to find the positive in things. It's annoying probably, but this is the deal. So when I was on the cruise, my back was hurting me, and I'm like, this is not how I want to live my life. And I have not been really good about taking care of my body. It's kind of like I'm really good spiritually and mentally, but my body's kind of just gets the leftovers. And so I decided that this was a turning point for me. So it's kind of like my rock bottom for my body. And so I reached out to my friend Crystal, who's a physical therapist, and she's been working with me to try to get myself back up to speed again. And so I am appreciative that this happened to me, because it taught me that I have no core and that I really do just need to make sure that I take time and take breaks and stretch and move and stuff, and not neglect my body, because Absolutely. I have a big difference to make, and I have a lot of years. And if I were to be walking across the stage during that week where my back was bothering me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Right. And so that's the end of that. All right, I'm ponying up and I'm going to start taking care of my body. But that's something about my book that a lot of people don't know. So
it's led to injury.
Yeah, that led to injury. Okay. Hey, Christina. Hey, Jenny. Okay. So you guys, Jenny's on. So Jenny J, I call her. She's Jenny Curran now. So Jenny J and I have known each other since we were brand new grads and nurses back in 2002. And Jenny and I have lots of fun stories, don't we, sweetheart? Like, but she's been one of my longest friends. Like, she's the one who has been there with me through ups and downs. We used to joke around that when I was a brand new nurse, she and our other friends, you know, they were all single and I was married. And so it was us and Mr. Weemy. That's what they would call him. So Mr. Weemy came along all the time. And I just, I'm really grateful that I have friends in my life, both new and old, that are continuing to support me and cheer me on and pick me up when I'm down. And knowing that even though we don't always see each other as often or talk to each other as often as we want to, that they love me and they support me and they're here for me. And so Jenny, thank you for being that to me. Okay. And Christina, you just popped on. I just want to say hey to you too, because you and I really didn't know each other all that well. And you were brave enough, sister, to join me at my in-person retreat in Orange Beach, Alabama last year. And you guys, like, I'm kind of, I don't know, I could trust, like, all right, God, like, should we do this or not? And he gave me the green light. And so I'm like, yeah, we're doing this. But like, we were in Orange Beach, Alabama, right during like the hurricanes in Fort Myers. So they're like, Lachelle, is this still on? And I'm like, yep. Come on down, you know? And it turned out that we had the most amazing weather. The ocean was pretty choppy, but you know, Christine and I got to know each other. She was brave enough to join me, even though there was a hurricane to the south of us. And we both love hot tubs. And so Christina and I would sit in the hot tub that was, you know, attached to the balcony of our condo. And we'd watch the dolphins jumping as we sat and drank our coffee in the morning. And it was so amazing to be able to experience that with her. So I just love you, Christina. Thank you for popping in. And yeah, 90 minutes, but I was so grateful to be in your presence too. So 90 minutes one way to Spokane Airport, Debbie, and thank you so much for doing that for me. Okay, so I am going to check one more time here, make sure that we haven't, I haven't been ignoring the,
We can't see how many books.
what?
We can't see how many books.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's okay. So my guest celebrity is tied up right now. But that's okay because I have somebody else that's in store very, very soon. So we're going to be good. Okay. So I just got word that you guys, we got another 50 books. So I'm going to go change. And you guys, like, keep it coming. So if you would do me a favor, do me a solid. And I want you to share out this broadcast to anybody that you know. If you want to share it out, tag me in it so that I can give you some cred, so that I can put you into the drawing for another prize that I'm going to give away. So I'm going to give away autographed copies of my book. I'm going to give away some really great merch. So all the people that were part of my Better Club Elite, like, you guys got cool stuff in the mail from me. That's what you guys are going to get as prizes for me. So we're going to tally up all of the book sales. We're going to tally up the engagement from you guys. We're going to tally up who's sharing what and when and all the cool stuff, right? So make sure that you're sharing this broadcast to anybody you know. Make sure that you're sharing the book link to people that you know and love. And I want to remind you that you guys can get access to the free Kindle version through Thursday, and you can get as many of those as you want. And so if you have some business besties, if you are an MLM and you are a leader and you have a downline that keeps signing up and then they get to their first launch party and then they freak out because it's too scary, this is perfect for them, right? So make sure that you guys are getting access to the Kindle version, get a whole bunch of them, and give yourself the chance to, share these out with all the people that you love, okay? So I'm gonna go change my dress. And you guys want to make sure that you watch the backstage just in case. And if you want to, you guys, why don't you that are watching, can you please ask any questions that you guys have of them about me? Because it's kind of fun. It'll be really fun to read and listen back.
So in January, I had, Allie, again. So in January, I had the opportunity to attend Lachelle's business breakthrough that she hosted for business planning for 2023. And I've done lots of business planning, but one creative technique that she taught me that I don't hear very often is not only should you make a dream board, but your dream board should be broken down to even smaller increments. And you should do a vision board every month. So whatever your goals are, maybe for May 2023, make a dream board for just those 4 weeks of the month. Well, actually it's 5. So there's May Day, there's Mother's Day, and there's lots of other fun things going on this month. So what are you celebrating this month? What are your big goals for the month? And instead of looking at that whole view, just break it down a little bit smaller, and you can look at that every single day. So then as you hit your goals, you can mark it off, and it's just a huge opportunity to just make things smaller pieces versus this bigger pie that you're always working towards. That was my creative technique from her business planning adventure. Yeah. What do we all have for questions? Oh, Becca King. Hi, Becca. It's nice to see you. Well, see your comments. So Becca King met Lachelle when she was a nurse anesthetist, I think, in Rochester at Mayo. So that's where they first became friends. But it's just amazing to see. Oh, we have a new dress.
All right, can you see it?
Ooh.
Okay. I know it looks awkward as heck when I have this random cowboys, but you were telling a story. Keep telling
About
the story.
Becca. You guys met at Mayo, right? Becca King.
Oh, is she there? Yeah.
Yeah, she
Hey,
commented.
sister. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So you are one of my nurse anesthesia colleagues. You and I have so much just passion in common, and we know that God is leading us for more, don't we, sis? Okay, you guys. So this dress is not as, I think it's actually not bad, but there's something about this dress that is kind of fun. So this was actually the dress that I wore for my senior prom.
I can't believe it still fits you.
I know, I
phenomenal.
can't believe it either, because like I have dresses that I tried on earlier that were bridesmaid dresses that I can't button up. So I don't know how the hell this still fits, but it still fits. So this is a dress that I wore for my senior prom, and a couple of fun things about it. So number one, I went to prom with my husband, and he's 3 years older than I am. So he went as a 20-year-old man. And we like tell you like what a good guy he was, that he went to prom with me as a 20-year-old, college student who drove back. Now, what's kind of funny is that he ended up teaching at that same high school just a couple years later. So he went to prom as a prom attendee, and then a couple years later, like he was teaching at that school. It was really funny. So we tease him about that. We're like, hey, are you sure that it wasn't the same year? Like making him feel awkward. So yeah, so this is the prom dress that I wore when Andy and I went to prom back in 1998, actually. And it's actually kind of, I don't know, it has a funny smell to it. And I also, got this dress, you guys, on Herberger's, like on the rack. Like, so I think, Mom, what did we pay? Like less than $100, I think, for this dress. And it's still like all these years later, I don't know, it's still here. It's a little itchy. I probably wouldn't choose it anymore, but it's really fun. And something else that's really fun about this dress is that my roommate in college and I had the same exact dress. And so Summer and I discovered it after we had met, that, oh my gosh, like you have the same dress as me. And we both married our high school sweethearts, and we both wore the same dress to prom that same year in 1998. So it's kind of fun to go back and, check this stuff out. So that's a little bit about this dress. It's not, I don't think it's too bad. Actually, I offered it to my friend recently to wear a gown, and she didn't like laugh at me. So that was good.
No, I think you could wear it now.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Oh, hey, Kimberly, awesome. And okay, so Kimberly is on here, and she actually is just so near to my heart. So Kimberly Olson, I want to just thank you here live for the amazing flowers that you sent me. What a pretty, beautiful surprise to have show up at my door today. And it just says, Lachelle, congrats on the book release. I am so proud of you. Love Kimberly and the Gold Digger team. So thank you so much for that, Kimberly, and all the people on your team. It means the world to me, for sure. Kimberly, did you check that out? This is my senior prom dress from 1998. You love that or what? Okay. So you guys, we have a couple of more questions that people are wanting to ask. And I am going to first did we remind everybody of all the things recently?
I think we need to remind about the book club.
Okay, so we need to remind you guys about the book club. All right. Hey, Susan, how are you? So good to see you. All right. So what we're going to do is I want to announce the fact that I am doing an intimate, fun, one-time book club to people that are joining me because of this launch, because you guys are what makes this fun. You are what drives this. I want to serve you and I want to get to know you better. So on Saturday at 9 a.m. Central, we are kicking off the first of 5 weeks together on Saturdays inside of Zoom. We have a Facebook community so we can chat and cheer each other on. And we are going to be working alongside of one another through the book. Now, I also, along with my friend Kelly, produced a kick butt study guide workbook that goes along with the book. And so we are all going to be doing that alongside of one another, and it's completely free. So if you guys want to join me inside of the Get Out of God's Way book club, make sure that you type book club in the comments. Kelly will make sure that we have the link in there easy to find as well. But I want you guys to be able to join me. I want to be able to walk alongside of you as you work through this process. I want you to understand that you're not in this alone. I want to get to know you and your hearts better. I want to hear what your dreams are, and I want to be able to cheer you on. So make sure that you join me for the book club that starts this Saturday. That means that you are going to want to get your hand on this book like today. So if you want, order your book, order as many books as you need to invite whoever you want to this book club, and make sure that you get Amazon Prime so that you get it in your hands so that we can go through it together starting Saturday. Now, of course, you have access to the free Kindle version, and you're going to want to do that too. So if you have a bunch of people that you want to maybe lead a book study through this book yourself, you can buy a bunch of copies, or you can download a whole bunch of the Kindle versions for free. And all you need to do is give out the various codes. So if you want to get 50 Kindle versions, gosh, do it, sister, because that is your ability to be able to spread the word about this, to help people and take advantage of the fact that it's free right now. Like, that's for real, right? So, and if you aren't able to join every single Saturday, like, don't stress, because I'm going to record them. So do you have a question? Okay. All right. Yes. So Layton wants to know, can her and her friend ride the go-kart? Yes, you can.
If that's not authenticity, I don't know.
I know,
what
right?
is.
Live on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, YouTube, all the things. Like, she's got permission to ride the go-kart. So, all right. Do we have any other questions that you want me to go over right now?
Where'd you get the idea to write a book?
What was that?
Where did you get the idea to write a book?
Oh, yeah. So where did I get the idea to write a book? So I've wanted to write a book for a really long time. I feel like it's just been something inside of me. And one of the people that was kind enough to pre-read my book and to leave a testimonial was somebody by the name of Charity Majors. If you guys aren't following her, you definitely should. She's another Kingdom entrepreneur and is very authentic and real, and just somebody that's really great to get to know. So Charity had actually written a book called Meant for More, and I was reading it on one of our beach vacations. The beach is my happy place. So Nashville and the beach, if you want to know how to get me happy, right? And I'm on the beach and I'm reading her book, and I just felt like, you know what, I could do this. Like, something about the way that she wrote made me feel so relatable, and felt like, okay, yeah, I have similar stories. I have similar ways that I can help people. Like, I'm going to do this. And I remember going back to my Airbnb and actually writing out an outline to a book at that time. I was so inspired. Now, this book is not the exact same as the one that I had outlined in that time, but I knew that I had it inside of me. And I felt like it was just one of those things that I always knew that it was going to happen, but it was going to be a someday thing. And the thing about it is, I was asked to speak. I think a lot of you guys have heard this story, but I feel like it's worth mentioning that I was asked to speak at a conference in May, and it's a women's empowerment conference, and they asked me to speak in February. And I agreed, because it's one of the things that God has a very clear vision for me on a stage, and it just felt right. And so I agreed to do this. And then the gal who's putting it on asked if I had a book that I needed to promote, and do I need a table? And I was like, let me get back to you. So I'm just stubborn enough to see if I can do it. And so I called a couple of my friends. I'm like, is this even possible? And they're like, yeah, if you get your, S together, you can probably figure it out. And so like within a matter of weeks, I had not only made the decision, but I started to outline a book and then decided that I was just going to clear my calendar one week and I was just going to get it done. And I felt like this is a really good thing with all of you guys in goal setting, because it's not that, if I got the book done or not, I was going to be further along by ever making the goal itself, right? And so sometimes we can set really big goals, but as long as we're taking steps to get that goal accomplished, we're still further along than we were before we started that. And so I could have just been like, no, you know what? Like, it's just a couple months away, like from February to May, guys, like that's what I'm talking about here. And I could have just said no, but I just decided like, I want to see what I'm capable of. And I think that's what this book's about, is just like, I don't want any of us to at the end of our lives, be the servant who buried our coins, buried our talents. I don't want any of us to live our life at the end and think, I really wish I would have had the courage to go after that. I wonder what I could have done with that. I wonder what would have been different if I would have said yes to that or talked to that person. And I don't want any of us to have that regret. And I felt like, you know what? Why not just try? And so I decided that I was going to give it a shot, and I did it. And thanks to some amazing help by Kimberly Olson and her team. She's done this so many times with all the books that she's written, that she gave me a lot of great advice. She hooked me up with an editor. So shout out to Crystal. Girlfriend, you are a lifesaver. I'm so grateful for you. And it's just everything lined up just perfectly that it allowed for me to make this happen. And so, yeah, I don't remember who asked that question. You did. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good. I'm so glad. All right. So
Another sale?
did you, yeah. You guys just you want to check? Yeah. And I think we have a celebrity that's I know going to show up. And the last person that was supposed to show up, it's a work thing. So I give them like so much credit. So let me see here. Going to make sure that we are all good. Okay, cool. All right. So very good. Very good. Awesome. All right. So we have, let's see. I want to just make sure that we're all good. Okay. Okay. One of the questions is never mind. My celebrity guest is here. So I'm going to go ahead and let this person in right as soon as I get the head nod that we're good. I can't believe, you guys, that we've been at this for the last hour and a half. I'm tired.
I bet.
This has been fun, all of these dress changes. But as soon as the celebrity and I are done talking, I'm going to change into my last one, as long as the sales are up to where I want it to be. So we do not want you guys to leave empty-handed. So make sure that you're sharing this out to anybody that you know. I want you guys to get some prizes. So whoever buys the most books or downloads the most free versions, you're going to get a prize from me. So make sure that you are all, taking part in that. Make sure that you're sharing this out on social media, stories, inside your timeline, tagging me in things so that I can shout you out as well, because it's so much fun to share you as well. All right, here we go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, girl. How are you?
Hey, we're streaming on my platform too. Why not?
Awesome. Yeah, here we are. I was just saying to everybody, I'm like, I've been at this for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, all right. Like,
you're going on and on. It's amazing. You got a lot of energy.
Champagne out though, honestly. I'm getting close to the sparkling water and the champagne for sure. So how are you, sister?
I'm fabulous. You are so amazing. I'm so proud of you. I just want to take a minute to just be in this moment with you and all of you here rallying around her, supporting her, loving her. I mean, look at this woman shining her light bright and giving God all the glory to God. I mean, he is just smiling right now going, yes, queen, thank you for the work that you're doing. And it makes me so joyful to just be even witnessing this. Like, this is just so magical. I know the work that went into this and the prayer and things needing to land. And you, through this work you're doing, you are making a difference in this world in your lifetime. Like, this is legacy work, Lachelle. I'm so proud of you.
Goosebumps. I know. And I mean, what an just model to have in my life. And I don't know, Kimberly, if there are people who are watching in my network that don't know who the Gold Digger Girl is yet, but they will. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are so that they can be like, oh my gosh, like, no wonder Lachelle like listens to what she has to say.
You're so funny. Well, I mean, we're talking about goal setting and all of that, and that's just it. I made the connection when I first started my business that I had all the reasons not to be able to work my business because I was working full time and I had babies and all the things. And I was like, if I don't implement, like if I don't actually take the action, nothing is going to change. I'm still going to be broke and miserable and all the things. So I started just taking really fast and perfect action, and it started working. And then I was just telling people, you got to set goals, you got to crush them. And that's how my brand started, the Gold Digger Girl. But people asked me to coach them, to teach them what I had been doing to get my social going. And I was like, oh, I'm not a coach. And they're like, well, you can just call me in your car on the way to work. I'll pay you. And I was like, oh, wait, like this is a real thing, you know? And so I had overcome a decade long of alcohol abuse. And when I overcame it, it was like God was just able to finally talk to me. You know, he was like, you are good, you are worthy. Go out there and help other people, help yourself, help your family, and help other people. And that's what I've been doing ever since. So yeah, that's how the company started. And that's what we do, is we just teach others how to build on social and create these beautiful businesses through different ways, right? We have the book, we have the podcast, we have coaching programs. So this book, and it's just such a great resource for people to have this knowledge that you have and to really share with others.
Thank you. And I think like one of the things that I want to highlight, because the book is I mean, you had a chance to pre-read it. You were kind enough to write the foreword for me. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And you know that the book is really tailored around, the first thing is just recognizing the decision or the desire that you have in your heart for something more, for something better. And you and I both came from, similar humble backgrounds. And would you have ever imagined that you going from your 9 to 5 and the girls being little to running a multi-million-dollar company and impacting the world in the way that you are? And I just want you guys to remember that if God puts the desire on your heart, that is from him. It is a gift from him that he will uniquely equip you if he anointed you for what it is that he's calling you into. Wouldn't you say?
Ooh. Oh, I just got chills. Yes. And it's really interesting when I think it was my second full year of growing my business, still a solopreneur. I had like one VA, but there was this guy, he was in charge of this event, this conference, and I was asked to speak. And he said, we did a call and he goes, you are anointed. And I was like, what? Like, I don't even understand what that means. And what he meant was he could see, he was witnessing that God was calling me to do the work I was doing, and he was watching me do it. Like he was saying, I see you. And so whenever, it's not that we're better, we're all blessed. We're all unique. We're all called to do work in different ways. I have a friend that she has 9 kids. And so her work is making sure she's raising those kids to be the best adult children that they can be. So we all have different gifts, but yes, 100%. I truly believe that that it's being anointed, and that God is calling us for more. That's what this whole thing is about, is like, get out of God's way. He has work he wants to do through you, and things will flow. The floodgates will open. He wants to bless us. He doesn't want to harm us. He wants to prosper us. Like it is written in the Bible a million times, wealth, abundance, prosperity. Like we are supposed to be blessed with our resources so we can help other people.
100%. And so you guys, like, if you feel this desire in your heart, go after that desire, lean into it. Know that there are people around you like Kimberly and I that are cheering you on, that want to see you get out of your own stinking way. We want to see what God is able to do through you. And so, I can't wait, Kimberly, right? I can't wait to see what they're all capable of doing.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And also, while I have all of you guys on here, what we're doing for our community is if you guys grab the paperback or download the Kindle. By the way, you don't need a Kindle for the Kindle; you just need the app. Grab it and take a screenshot of you purchasing it and throw it in your stories and tag both Lachelle and I. We're picking a winner to be able to receive our Millionaire Mindset Experience, which is a 12-part module course, lifetime access to our membership club called Scale and Social, and $100 in Gold Digger swag. So we'll be picking a winner tomorrow morning. So get your book, y'all, because this book, number one, Lachelle. I mean,
I know, right? So I haven't even announced it, and I was just gonna say it. So
I didn't even know. Okay,
no, we're good. Yeah, you guys. All right. No, I literally, honestly forgot.
What? Oh, I've been telling everybody. Scott's like, you are obsessed with this. I'm like, I am obsessed with this.
No, so you guys, I got I'm number one.
Number one international bestseller author in the house. Congratulations, Lachelle.
Like, how freaking fun is that? Okay. So Kimberly, you guys just heard her call to action. So make sure that you guys do that. And just so you know, I promised all my email subscribers that I would put on my junior prom dress. Now, this is not just any junior prom dress, you guys. My mom made this dress. Like, the woman who curated this masterpiece is sitting to my right. And I am going to be putting this beauty on in just a few moments, but I need to make sure that we get a few more of these book sales done in order for me to change out of this beauty that I wore back in 1998. So you are going to need to get yourself inside of the Amazon, get yourself this book. And Kimberly, did you hear? I mean, I don't know if you even knew this. Maybe you did. Did you know that you can get as many free versions of Kindle as you want to, and you can give them away as gifts to people?
No, I didn't. Yeah. That's amazing.
I know. And so if you have like a whole downline in your team and you want to just gift everybody, like, you just give them a different code, and it's like, just scoop them up, you guys, because this needs to get out into the world. So let's make sure that we do that. Now, while my team's looking up all the new sales that are coming in right now, I'm actually going to bring in my next celebrity guest while you're in here, Kimberly, because I think that the three of us are going to have a little bit of synergy. If you have just a minute, you can pop off.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm here.
All right, Riel, you good?
Yep.
Okay. Hey,
Riel, what's up?
Riel was not able to join us a few minutes ago because he was still on the set of General Hospital. So he was shooting all day today. And it is such an honor to have you be one of our celebrity guests here inside of the Get Out of God's Way book launch. So welcome, Riel Andrews.
Wow, great. Now, did I hear you right, Champion? Your number one book already?
Yep.
What?
I know. Okay,
go.
so guys, I wanted Kimberly to stay on here because Kimberly and I are both part of this conference that Riel is putting on. And what's really cool about the conference is that all of the proceeds are actually going to nonprofits. And I picked Kimberly's, the Elephant Sisters, to be the nonprofit that I am supporting through this process. But Riel, why don't you, because we've had some gals in here asking about the conference. So why don't you tell people a little bit about it? Because I'm going to be talking about a lot of the stories inside of the book live inside of this conference, both virtually and on stage in LA. So why don't you tell people a little bit about it?
Yes, awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. So it is what I call the women's event of 2023. It's a women's empowerment event. And, you know, if you're like at all serious, my thing is 3%, but, you know, be 3% better, you know, be 3% better in who you were called to be. We have over 15 powerful women coaches like Lachelle and Kim that are coming up and dropping nuggets to help you be the best version of yourself. And we like to say, you know, God didn't create you to be small. He created you to be massive and, you know, not to live in fear. And I like to say, come, you're going to get fed. I don't know what it is. Kimberly doesn't know what it is. Lachelle doesn't. But what I do know, what we all know, is whatever you're needing at this time in your life, you're going to get it, you know, and you can come virtually. You can come in person, which would be awesome. But, you know, what I wanted to do, Lachelle, I hear Kimberly's out there throwing things out there. So what I want to do is anybody who gets a book, let's bless them with a free ticket to the conference. What do you think?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Riel,
So they can now listen. I don't think, well, I don't know, Kimberly. So you got two tickets. You can have the general ticket, which is $59 generally, or there's a VIP ticket. So what we'll do is we'll do the general tickets. And if you want to upgrade to the VIP ticket, that's on you. But hey, I'm just saying the VIP comes with a nice swag bag. You know, you're going to get like a journal. You're going to get what are you getting? A shirt. You're getting a water bottle. You get listen, some of you, I don't know, like I think it's enough with the coaches, but we did put some icing on the cake. Okay. I am in Hollywood, so I got Maurice Bernard, who plays Sonny on General Hospital. He's coming out. He'll be there Saturday. We got Cameron Matheson was All My Children. He's now on General Hospital, also on Extra. He's coming out. We got the Taibo Guru, Mr. Blanks, is doing a special class Saturday morning. So it's just going to be, to me, that's like I feel like weird even saying, but that's bonuses. But just to come get the blessings from the coach is enough, and it'll be recorded, and you can just watch it over and over again. And you really don't want to miss this. But you know, I want you to get that book. So I'm the same philosophy probably as you, Kim. I like to take the excuses out. So you got no excuse now to not go get a book.
I hear you. Now there are people on here, Rael, that are planning on already going to the conference. So I'm going to say, like, why not invite somebody? Why not take their purchase and invite somebody to take their free ticket and spread the wealth on this? So let's get as many people at this conference and blessed by that. But gosh, you guys, like, this book is going to be, and I say this because I truly believe that God allowed me to write it on his behalf. And so I cannot wait to allow all of these blessings to come into your guys' lives. And I can't wait to see what you do with all of that. Rael, thank you so freaking much. You've been filming all day today. So are you still at the studio?
Actually, no, I've left the studio, and I got to be honest with you. It's one of those days, and I'm sure you've shared with them, but I'm going to say it again. Like, you need to get this book, because this book was called, like, I mean, Lachelle literally, like, you did it like literally, like, I don't know, like a week or something. It was put on your heart. It was put on your heart. Yeah. And I know you reached out to Kimberly, and Kimberly was like, just do it. She helped you put it all together. But you literally wrote this book. Like, and I want to say, like, that's only possible if God's behind it.
Yeah.
If God had his hand on the pen, right? You were the vehicle that brought it to life. But we all know that, come on, that's only possible. Just like this women's event, you know? Yeah. A little background on that. Why, like, the last week of December, God said to me in prayer time, he said, Rael, 2023. I was like, okay. And I didn't know the what, the where, the how. What. I didn't know Lachelle. I didn't know Kimberly. Like, to think that these champion women, and there's more, that are all together in this event, that's only possible by God, right? I mean, I didn't know any of these champion women. And within 72 hours, we had over 15 coaches saying yes. We had my church saying, hey, we're going to bless you with it's like crazy how it is when you get out of the way, right? And you let God take over, right? And whatever it is you're doing, it's like, it's crazy to me to, like, when you say yes to God.
Right? Right? When you recognize the desires in your heart and you lean into it, like, it's amazing. I don't know what's a bigger miracle, honestly. The fact that Kimberly Olsen's here, Rael Andrews is here, that Kimberly's given away all of this amazing stuff, and the Rael has given all of you guys free access to this conference, or that I'm fitting into my senior prom dress. I can't decide yet, but let's just see if I'll fit into my junior prom dress in just a moment, because I just got word that I met my goal, you guys. So not only did I make the #1 bestseller on Amazon, but I just met my goal. I haven't even been filling in my little dry erase board. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go change into the last gown. You guys are more than welcome to stay and banter. You can pop off. It doesn't really matter, because I have this amazing house of really great friends and fellow coaches, people who have coached me, people that support me here, that we can certainly continue the conversation while I change. But I am going to go and change into my junior prom dress. All right?
Okay,
sounds good.
I get to jump too, Lachelle. You're going to give them the link, right? So they can get the...
Yes,
okay.
We will get the link. We'll make sure that everybody gets access. Okay. Now, you guys all share this out. Make sure that everybody knows that the people that, like, freaking are giving away all this amazing stuff. So make sure that you're sharing this out. I will be right back. So Kelly, why don't you, if you would, since this is here, I don't know if I've actually like fully introduced her. So Kelly Campbell is literally like my better half. In fact, for Christmas, so she's Jelly in my phone by accident because of autocorrect. So she got these like cute little ornaments, like jelly and peanut butter. This is how we are. I would not get all the things done if it wasn't for her. She's the one that helped me with the workbook. She's the one that's helping keep all of this amazing chat going. And so Kelly, why don't you, Kimberly, are you popping off or are you going to stay on?
Yeah, I was going to pop up, but your screen was frozen, but we can see you now. So I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay.
Good.
But I'm keeping this streaming on my wall, you guys. Okay. So my people, my gold diggers, I'm watching you. I'm going to get a report. And you all better buy a book. Okay. I'm going to come find you.
Okay.
All right, you rock, Lachelle. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Bye.
Love you.
Okay, so Kelly's going to be giving you guys all of the information that you need. So everything from how to access stuff, what you should be accessing, and I'm going to go change. Okay.
All right. Okay. So for the people that are on Kimberly's platform, I will try to go in and put in the links so that you have access to the free workbook that you can use to work through and journal along with the reading of the book. I'll put in the link for the book club, which starts on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then I already put the link for the Amazon link to be able to order either the paperback version or the Kindle version. And remember, the Kindle version is free until May 4th, which is Thursday. And I know Lachelle's said a number of times, you can get as many of those free downloads as you'd like. So if you have a team of people or you have a group of friends that you feel like this is calling to them, go ahead and scoop up as many of those free versions as possible. And then you can just share out the code. You don't need a Kindle. I actually just use my phone and read books on there all the time. So it's a great opportunity to be able to share this amazing book with as many people as you feel need this message. All right, I think I saw a sneak peek. Dun, da, da.
The grand finale. Okay, so my mom she would kill me if I put her on camera. So I'm not going to, right? You're not coming on camera. She's like, hell no. But she's right here. My mom made me this dress, you guys. And somehow, again, like there's probably the stretchy fabric, but it fits somehow. Okay, so check this sucker out. Okay. Got my cowboy boots on still, so you can see all the fancy fashion there. Okay, so I have got to tell you a little bit about this dress as we kind of wrap up tonight's fun festivities here. So my mom was freaking amazing, and she's one of the people that has made the biggest difference in my life because she's taught me that there are no excuses, that we figure things out. And so there was a girl in the class ahead of me, Steph Hendel, shout out to Steph Hendel, who had the most beautiful prom dress the year before. And it looked a lot like this, but obviously not exactly because this is one of a kind. And my mom offered to make me this dress. And so she put this together for me, all the things, and it's still surviving to this day. And so I just love the fact that she's taught me that we just figured things out. Like if you want something badly enough, you're going to go after it. You're going to get resourceful. And that's what we did. And so I wore this dress. Now, a couple of things about that day, because I need to keep this like engaging and I want you guys to like know like the deep down dirty secrets. So first of all, I am a much better driver now than I was then, but I was a really, really bad driver when I was a teenager. Am I right? Bad driver when I was a teenager. Yeah. And so I was also a race car driver. So I'm going to say that, like I raced cars on Saturdays and Sundays. But that being said, on the day of prom, when I wore this dress, I got in a car accident and I totaled out the passenger side of my car. And so that was a super stressful thing that happened on the day that I wore this dress in person. Okay. Now, I don't know if that was more or less stressful than what happened at the dance. Now, here's the deal, guys. I've never been blessed with this part of my body right here, okay? So my mom, as kind as she is, made sure that there was some padding in my dress to make sure that there was something that were, filling that part of the dress, okay? Now here's the deal. This is the stressful part. I'm in this dress, the dance floor. I'm dancing with my dress with seniors. I'm a junior, I'm a nerd. They're seniors, they're cool. And all of a sudden, you guys, I look down and the padding from my dress that was right in this area was being kicked around on the floor by the seniors that were dancing. You guys, I thought I was gonna die. Like, this was way more stressful than the car accident that I got into. So here I am, like on the dance floor, like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? And I remember just like thinking for a second, I'm just gonna like pretend like I'm gonna save the day for someone else, right? So I scooped this pad down and I'm like, you guys, we don't know whose this is. They're probably really embarrassed right now. So I'm just gonna take care of this. And I walked off. That is so not smooth at all. And I would love to know what the hell they talked about when I walked away from that little circle. But what's so funny is that my wedding dress did the same thing. So I think I'm just cursed and I need to just learn to like go with the flat look. But so that's a funny story about this dress, but it's held up really well. And I'm glad that I got to put it on. For those of you guys who know me, I just love to have fun. I'm quirky, and I know that a lot of the things that I put out on social are very serious because I believe so much in letting people really rise to their potential, but we don't always have to be so stuffy. We don't always have to be so serious. I get to have the and life. I get to love God. I get to talk about Jesus, and I get to be a nerd and drink my local craft IPAs and toast champagne with my friends, and I let out the occasional swear word. It's okay. We can have the and life. I also can have the and life of stepping into my passion and my purpose and fulfilling everything that God has in store for me and be a more present mom. And so whatever the and life is for you, I want to encourage you guys right now to step into it, because that is what this moment is for me. Like, I'm going to cry. Like, I literally, as part of my retreats, I have people do what I call the law of assumption, which means that we step into the future version of ourselves and we act as if we're already there. And every single day, you guys, every single day, I listen to a voice recording that I had made at the beach in September when I assigned this to all of the people that were at my retreat. And I said, I want you guys to write out what your dream life would look like. And I learned that from my friend Jan, who's right here. And it included my best-selling book and talking to people about it and allowing that book to be the light for them to live out their best life and to help them recognize that when you trust God and you lean in, that He will take you to a life beyond anything that you could imagine. So here I am today, like literally listening to my voice recording of myself from months ago, saying as if I am a best-selling author. And here I am today, standing in front of you in my kick-ass 1997 prom dress, saying that I am a best-selling author. And I would not be here if it wasn't for all of the people in my room right now, these amazing people. My parents are here, my family's here, my friends are here supporting me, and all of you guys who have been showing up. You've been, tuning in from wherever you are, watching me make a fool out of myself and get into my behind the scenes, get into my heart, get into some of the things that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. And I just want to thank you for everything that you are doing and that you mean so much to me. You all of you in this room, all of you guys that are watching this are part of my dream life. You are helping me fulfill everything that I feel like God is calling me into. And just being here right now in this moment is beyond anything that I could have asked for. And so thank you for that. Now, I want to do a special shout out to a couple of the people that are in this room. First of all, so my mom is here, and like for real, like she's amazing. My friend Jan is literally one of my first coaches that I ever had. And she taught me so much about dreaming. And that is the catalyst for so much that I'm doing. I also have my dear friend in here, Kathy Caston, that hasn't had a chance to get on camera yet. She was one of my first coaches as well, and it's been an amazing mentor to me. She's taught me so much about the DISC assessment, the personality assessment, learning what makes me special, learning what makes me unique, and helping me to step into that. So Kathy, thank you for helping me to embody well done, good and faithful servant, to know that I'm not burying my strengths. She's helped me to find them and to use them. And that's what life is all about, you guys. It's discovering what makes you special and then using it to the fullest so that you can make the kingdom better, so that you can make the world better because of you. And so I'm so grateful for that. I also want to, again, thank Kelly for keeping up with all of this stuff tonight. She didn't even plan on being here this whole time, but she did, because that's just who she is. And so thank you, sister, for everything. And I want to do a special shout out to a couple people. So Kimberly Olson, of course, thank you so much for writing the foreword to the book, and taking the time out of your crazy busy schedule to read it and to allow me to have access to your audience, to, teach me what I need to do next, to connect me with the people that I need to be connected with. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for that. I want to thank Michelle Cunningham. You guys, she's been such an amazing resource to me. Michelle had a procedure today, minor procedure, and I told her, do not come, you need to rest. And I just want her to know how much she means to me. She also was a pre-reader for my book, left a testimonial. If you guys don't know Michelle Cunningham, she's freaking amazing. She rose to the top of her network marketing company and then recognized her gifting is to teach people how to grow their businesses on video. And so you would be missing out if you do not grab Michelle Cunningham's video tutorials. Like, she's hilarious too, by the way. I also want to thank Darlene Lobel. Darlene, you are, oh my gosh, phenomenal. And I think a lot of my passion for neuroscience and scripture and quantum physics, I share with you. You are somebody who really understands how God has uniquely given us all of these pieces that come together. And I thank you for writing one of my testimonials as well. So thank you for that. And then lastly, Charity Majors, you are a kick butt woman. And tonight, Charity was not able to be a guest because Charity actually just finished up her ministry degree. And so she not only is a businesswoman and a brand new, mom, I guess she has a 4-year-old, I think, at home, and now she's got this brand new baby girl. And now she's a minister as well. And she took the time out of her crazy busy life to pre-read my book and to write a testimonial and to support me behind the scenes. And so, man, I have to tell you that there's been so many lessons that God has shown me during this time. And I'm actually going to be sharing all of that with the people inside of the Better Club tomorrow night at 7:30 Central. I show up there every single Tuesday and I do some type of a training. And so tomorrow night, you guys, inside of the Better Club, I am going to be kind of giving you guys some additional behind the scenes, but mostly the lessons that I've learned, the things that I have had to kind of revisit on my own healing journey through this process, recognizing that a lot of the things that I wrote about are still things that I'm having to face. And I'm going to tell you guys all about that tomorrow night inside the Better Club. So I would love for you to join me inside of my community. If you are not already part of the Better Club, just check it out. Kelly is going to put the link in the comments, but you can just type in Better Club and I will be watching for that after this is done to make sure that you guys have the link, because I want you to know that you have a tribe of people who are invested in helping you grow, to be better, do better, and have better in life and in business. I want all of us to, at the end of our lives, hear those beautiful words, well done, good and faithful servant. We all stepped into the life, we stepped into our gifts, we stepped into the scary, and we stepped into it with courageousness, and we are doing all that we can to make God's kingdom better, and we're using our businesses to do it. I used to think that I had to only help people that didn't know God. But now I'm recognizing that I get to help everybody, including the ripple makers like you, the people that are going to be out there and making the bigger impact as a ripple of what we're doing here inside the Better Club, inside of, get out of God's way, inside of everything. So just thank you so much for everything. I want to make sure that I am checking in all of my numbers, and we are blowing this up, you guys. So keep it coming. Share this out. The free version is going to be available through Thursday only. So do not miss your opportunity to grab the Kindle version. You don't have to have a Kindle, just use the app, but get the free Kindle version through Thursday. You have access to that. I want this to get in as many hands as possible. Okay. So do me a solid and share this out as much as you can to help the cause, because I know that I'm going to allow God to show up and show up big, and he's going to do it through you guys. It's not just me and my efforts. I don't hustle for the sake of hustling anymore, guys. This is us allowing him to work through us. So be my partners in crime here. Be my soldiers on the field. Get the word out so that people can get a chance to step into their fully beautiful life that God has in store for them. And I just want to remind you guys all that you can get access to the book on Amazon. We have a book club coming up that's starting on Saturday. If you can't make it to all of the 5 sessions, it's okay. I'm going to record them. But if you want to have somebody to walk alongside this process, know that I'm going to be there. I'm hosting it. I'm going to be there with you. If you want to, you can access the free workbook that's inside of my website. Kelly and I put this together to help you put everything that you're learning in the book into action. There's no more excuses, guys. This is your calling. You are listening to this right now on purpose for a purpose. No more messing around. No more excuses. He wants you to step into your purpose. Let's do this together. So let's join each other on Saturdays for 5 weeks inside of the book club. And let's see, Kel, is there anything that I'm forgetting?
No.
I think that's pretty much it. You guys, it's 7 o'clock Central here. That means I've been on for 2 hours and I'm tired. So I'm going to cheers the champagne with my friends. I'm going to get out of this sexy dress. And I know you're all jealous. I know. But thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I love you. And I just am so grateful. I can't wait to see what God does with this. Bye, you guys.